How to get over a breakup. First, let's understand why a breakup is so painful. And by the way, it's painful for the person who initiated it too, not just the one being left. The answer is that we're human beings, and like all mammals, we're wired for connection. Our brains are wired to reward us for forming attachments. In fact, you could argue we're the most social of all animals, if only because our dependence on others, particularly on our parents, at the start of our lives is absolute and lasts longer than that of any other mammalian offspring. Our romantic bonds are also more intense than any other male-female bond in the animal kingdom because humans are the only species in which the male plays a significant role in raising offspring. Only with us does the role of the father carry meaning beyond providing sperm. So bonds release dopamine and oxytocin, rewarding us for maintaining them. Yes, even toxic bonds. In fact, sometimes leaving a toxic relationship is even harder than leaving a healthy one, because in a toxic relationship, the source of the pain, the partner, is also the source of relief from the pain. The same figure both inflicts the wound and provides comfort and consolation. But while the pain is prolonged and consistent, the comfort, which arrives in the form of touch, affection, an apology, or a moment of positive attention that's both rare and fleeting, is immediate and accompanied by the release of an enormous amount of dopamine in a very short time frame. This produces a high and an instant relief from the pain, a kind of rescue. The amount of dopamine released by a gesture of closeness from a toxic partner after days of anxiety and stress is incomparably higher than the moderate dopamine released in a stable, healthy relationship. In other words, a toxic relationship, precisely because it's unpredictable and accompanied by considerable pain, is far more addictive. That's why leaving such a relationship can be even more painful than leaving a good one. So a relationship is a source of belonging and intimacy, which are deeply rewarding. That's why severing a bond is painful and can even be accompanied by symptoms of physical pain. This is why a breakup is a process of mourning in every sense, and it's important to understand this and give your body time to grieve and process. Even avoidant types who feel suffocated in relationships and need space, once they've broken up and the initial sense of relief passes, can develop longing too. The image of the ex in their memory doesn't reflect who the person actually was. They idealize them, which makes them think maybe it could have worked out after all. This is called latent romanticism. All the romantic feelings that were suppressed while they were together because they feared intimacy now erupt once they feel safe. So how do you get over a breakup? You do 5 things, and the first is the most important. 1. No contact. The most basic rule in the book and the hardest to follow. Block on every platform. Don't check what your ex is doing under any circumstances. Every check will reignite the pain and make it even harder to move on. 2. Exercise. Sports release endorphins that improve your mood. 3. Friends and family. Don't be alone. Your brain needs to learn to associate other sources with oxytocin satisfaction. It might not be exactly the same as with your partner, but it's better than nothing. Something you didn't do while you were in a relationship that won't trigger memories from your ex. 5. Change the story. Instead of, how did this happen to me? Why doesn't anyone want me? I'll never find someone. Ask yourself how you take this event and grow from it, becoming better than you've ever been. The first 3 to 6 months are the hardest. That's when you experience the pain, the obsessive thoughts, and the depression. After that, you may continue to think about your ex, but those thoughts won't carry the same emotional weight they did at first. It will simply be another passing thought. So know that it's natural for it to be hard, it's natural to miss your ex, and you just have to bite your lip and wait for this period to pass. And it will pass. Good luck.